Max the cat was hungry. You like that, Max? Opened up the back door. Max was right there. Doesn't matter which door I open, whether it's the front door or the side door or the back door. If I go to that door and I open that door, Max is right there. I swear this cat knows my every step. This cat knows where I'm at all times. Unless I get in the car and leave, then the cat knows that I got in the car and left. But when I come home, Max is always there, waiting on me. I think this cat eats more than I do. Max, I feed Max. Max goes and hunts. Max is a good mouser. Our mouse population around here has slowly diminished. There are other cats out and about, and they hunt as well. Max is a good cat. All right, let me show you this. There's some squash plants. That's a squash. That's a squash. This is a squash over here. That's basil. And the rest of these, well, this one, this and this are lemon tree. But the rest of them are different types of peppers. Oh, look. That one's got a little flower on it. Little peppers. That one's got a little pepper right there. Or a little flower getting ready to bloom. I left these out overnight so they get rained on. And for some reason, plants, when you have them in the house, they just don't seem to do as well. But when you put them outside and they're in the rain, just all of a sudden, boom, they take off for some reason. I think there's something in the rain that they really like. I think it's like regular nitrogen from the atmosphere, I guess. But I know that looks horrible, but that's my 4x8 down there I've been working on. But all this is getting ready to change. I'm getting ready to clean it up, put some dirt in, plant some tomatoes. Because if you remember, back here was one of my tomato gardens. And I'm gonna put tomatoes right there again. And going this way, that's where I've got that carpet I'm gonna be peeling up, and then I'm gonna put some shade-loving, like lettuces or odds and ends in there. And right in there is where that other carpet was. I'm gonna do the same thing there. So this is gonna be kind of like a shade-loving garden. And then right here, I'm gonna have a couple of garden beds, or a couple of, garden beds coming out this way. Probably be able to get, I don't know, maybe 4 good-sized garden beds coming out this way. And, whoop, almost slid over. That's where the hugelkultur bed is. And then, the others that I've been working on, my compost pile is back there. So, I know it don't look very big from here, but I had intended on coming out here this morning and putting in an entire day's worth of work. But all of a sudden we had thunder showers, and it was raining, the wind was blowing, and these trees were just whipping back and forth. You see how overcast it is. It's pretty darned overcast, but nothing like it was. But these trees were just rocking back and forth, and I didn't see any sense on coming out here and digging in the dirt while it was pouring down rain and the wind was flipping the trees around. So I chose to do something different. I know that looks bad out there. Well, I'm going to get that cleaned up. It's going to look much nicer when I'm done. But the cardboard's going to go underneath where I put dirt. Um, but I've got these plants right here. These just pop up out here. The previous owner of this house was he and his wife loved doing plants. So we've got different plants out and about that come up that I really didn't know what they were. Like this thing, and you can see them popping up out here. These, I did a little research, and these things, supposedly the shoots, the young shoots that come up out of the ground are edible. I haven't tried them yet. I wanted to make sure I really researched it before I ate it, because, you know, there are some plants that, you know, just are not edible. But like down there, you can see there's like right there's a shoot coming up. Where is it at? Yeah, that's it right there. A little shoot right there. Maybe about a half a foot tall, or maybe a foot tall. But when they're about that size and they're tender, they're supposed to be good. You can collect them and bring them in and saute them up. But the research I did showed that these were like a native of Japan, I believe. But the previous owner of the house, he was a very old man. He and his wife had passed away, and the family that inherited the house decided to sell it, and that's when me and my wife purchased the house. But we found out, you know, that he, you know, had been, you know, participated during World War II and the war in the Pacific, and he ended up over in Japan. And after the war, you know, and after everything settled down over in Japan, and he came back to the States, that he supposedly had brought different things back with him, like the shoots from plants like this. And I'm not really sure what this plant's called, but I believe that this is an edible plant that he brought back. And I mean, look at it. I mean, it's not a very strong plant. I could easily just snap this off. It's starting to rain on me again, but I believe that if these are edible, then I'm going to start like digging up parts of it and transplanting it into a little garden bed so that I can propagate them into a more functional gardening environment, especially for you know, growing specific types of foods and stuff. But if anybody knows anything about this plant, I mean, if you're from Japan and you see this all around, let me know what it is, and if it is truly edible. If it's not, you know, please let me know. Send me some links to some information about it, if you could, please. Yeah, on the back side of the back 40 back there, this plant's also growing back there, but it looked like maybe there was a planter or something that had been pitched over the hill back here and it took root. So I've got it growing go back there and then go that way, and then there's some back there. But it seems to really like this environment. It likes living here. It likes the ground. And it looks like it will spread. And you can see there's some tops coming up right here. Let me walk over there. Let's see if I can see that. It's wet out here and this deck is a little slippery. But you can see these tops right here coming up. See these shoots here. So here's a slightly different, oh, I don't want to see all that junk back there. slightly different angle. But yeah, I'd really like to know a little bit more about that plant. Yeah, Max is out there, and he's Max the inspector. He's inspecting the gardens again, after eating, of course. And the robins have all been out there checking on the gardens. But I've got all kinds of different plants in this yard that pop up here and there. Plants that are growing bigger. That, you know, like this one right here. I believe that's lilac. That thing gets beautiful, little purple, kind of a pinkish purple flower on them. And it just smells beautiful. And it just, I mean, I can be sitting on the front porch and smell that when the wind takes it around. And then I've got one on the front other side of the house, towards the driveway, towards the front, about that same size, and it gets beautiful little lilac flowers, and it smells like just a really nice perfume. And I believe that's called lilac. I'll do a little more research on it. But it's a rainy day, and I figured I'd come out while it wasn't raining so much and do a little update on my garden. I haven't done any work out there today. Because thunder showers are not a good time to be out in the garden, because there was lightning, and I don't want to be out there and get struck by lightning. I also don't want to have a tree limb fall down on me. I also don't want to dig around in mud. So, all right. Talk to you later. See ya. Bye.